Hello everyone, this is CRISTIANA ELTRAYAN, your host and facilitator of the Pranic Consciousness Process. We are starting this new process today. I'm so happy to restart teaching these wonderful techniques for harnessing more prana in our body and more chi in our energy field. Um, as we mentioned all over the internet already, the pranic consciousness process is not about eating or not eating, as you might think. It's mostly about the consciousness that we um, enhance by some particular practices that we recommend this during this process. I'm all about the consciousness, not so much about the food we use. We'll also talk about the food, but the point is not to stop eating and go fully on prana if you're not ready for it. The point is to be able to have the state of consciousness that allows us to be in balance and in harmony with the pranic field or the energy field we dwell in. This is our focus now and our main focus with this program. And I'm so happy you joined this video and you join the pranic consciousness process, so that you can get all the benefits of simple and powerful practices that you can have at home. As some of you know, the last month we have been traveling around the world. We have been traveling to several countries, maybe 4 countries, holding conferences about pranic consciousness and how to have more intake of prana and how to be more in balance in our life. And this has been a fabulous gift for me, because I had the chance to meet so many people that are on this path now, and so many who are seeking more answers about this. I'm just going to move the screen a little bit. And what I've noticed is that people are having a lot of processes around the world, a lot of trainings and techniques which are mainly focused on how to decrease the food intake. I'm now talking mostly about the prana and prani people. But we feel we need to focus more on how to maintain this harmony field after we get home, after we go back to the normal lives, after we reintegrate in the vibration of our city, our country, our family, and so on. Because most of the people I worked with as a therapist and as public speaker share that, you know, I've been in this training, or I've been in this gathering, or I've been in this fabulous pranic process, but then when I get home, everything goes weird. I can maintain the same level. I start craving for many foods again. I feel guilty for eating. I feel weird about not being able to maintain my focus and so on. And what I feel humanity needs now is a solid practice, very simple but perseverant, that helps us maintain a high and increase a high level of consciousness that keeps us in a good state regardless of what happens in our lives. I have been teaching this process since 2013. It was in the fall of 2013 when I was wondering what I could do next that would be beneficial for humanity. I was then working as a therapist and author, and I was joining one of Jasmuhin's trainings in Romania to see what's new in the holistic and biofield science. And right then and there, she shared about this program or this process that I'm going to share with you today. And she said, well, any of you could teach this if he or she is ready. And the techniques she presented, I was already practicing for many years. And, you know, since 2013, 4 more years have added to this. So I'm now practicing this program for maybe 8 years and teaching it for 4 years or 5 years. And so my experience with this is that it's a wonderful tool. It's a wonderful process to be in, and it's, never ending, because life is not always about the purpose or the goal or the getting somewhere. It's mostly about the journey, and we are to make this journey as smooth and as joyful as possible. And what makes us joyful and smooth is our lifestyle and how our alignment with a certain vibration that helps us fine tune our frequency to the frequency of harmony and grace that is eventually coming to nourish us. So after these years of teaching and practicing these techniques of this process, I'm able now to share more about it today. The Pranic Consciousness Process was in the beginning named the Luscious Lifestyle Program. It still goes by this name, and it has been founded or shared within the Embassy of Peace, which is an ONG that helps people all around the world be in balance and find solutions for their well-being and their spiritual alignment. The way this program emerged into the world is that it has been channeled through 8 ascended masters who are now supporting the evolution of humanity. As many of you know, some of you, I'm sure, are working with the ascended masters and are familiar with their way of sharing. Well, this program has 8 steps, and each step is supported by and recommended by one ascended masters, one or more ascended masters that are also supporting the evolution of humanity. What is necessary for us to be able to encompass and hold more prana in our bodies is to have simple daily practices that we can practice in the comfort of our homes without being compelled to go to some gathering or to some training or to some master. So simple practices that we can practice in the comfort of our homes that increase our vibrational level and maintain a high level of pranic intake for us. So the simple steps that these masters are recommended are meditation, first of all. The meditation has been recommended and supported by all 8 ascended masters, so they have all agreed that this is an important technique for humanity and that it should be used by as many people as possible. Then prayer or divine communion, or maintaining ourselves in alignment with the communication to a higher source, or to the quantum field, or to the universal energy, or however each one of you wants to call it, well, or just stay open for universal guidance, as we call it, is the second very important tool that we need to add up in our life. And this is recommended and supported by the energy of Kuan Yin, which is the goddess of compassion in the Asian culture. Then the third tool or recommendation is the mind mastery, or watching and observing and taming the mind. And this is recommended by Saint Germain, a master of alchemy, who has is believed to have touched the high degree of immortality. And he has actually been seen in several centuries along the evolution of humanity, playing several roles in different very important gatherings all around the world. So his counseling us, recommended us that for the inner alchemy, or for being able to transmute our inner state and transform it into positivity, we have to be able to master our minds and maintain a high level of awareness in respect to what we think and what we send out. The fourth very important thing to add in our lives is lighter diet, or we also recommend vegetarianism, because when the body is lighter and the digestive system is in balance, then we can channel more energy easily throughout our bodies. And many people have digestive problems and pains in the digestive area now because they are eating things that really shouldn't be there. And this aspect is recommended and supported by Buddha, who, as many of us know, is compassionate being. And his approach to this is actually that humanity will really be able to attain a high degree of consciousness when we will stop using other beings for our benefit and pleasure. And that, of course, includes the animals that people are using for food. The next and very important aspect is treating our body as a temple, and giving our body the right attention, the right exercise, the right movement, the right inner attitude towards its aspect and its functions. Because I always say the body is the vehicle we use to channel energy, to transmit and to receive and transmit energy, but also to dwell within this world. So it is very important that we keep it in balance and that we have a positive attitude towards it. And the one who recommends this is Babaji, who is an immortal master from the Kriya Yoga tradition, is the one who has brought or revived the Kriya Yoga tradition, first in India and then all around the world. And he is guiding us, the ones who are Kriya Bandhs or Kriya Yoga practitioners, as I am. He is guiding us to take good care of our body in terms of the exercises we practice daily to fine-tune it and circulate the energy. And he has fully proven this by being able to maintain his body for a very long time on earth. So he's truly a master in this. The next very important aspect is to include in our life some selfless service. You all have jobs, you all have things that you do in order to get money or to express freely or to feel you have an important role in the world, and that makes you feel in a certain way and brings you some satisfaction on various levels. But most importantly now is that we can do some things for some people just because we can. So without waiting for anything in return, without having any expectation of the outcome, like we are doing this workshop tonight, or whatever activity that we feel guided to do, and share it with the world. And whenever we are able to be there for someone, just because you can, just because you have the ability to offer that is self-service. And when it's done egoless, without pushing it, but without expecting anything from it, it brings a certain balance in the auric field that then recalibrates us to a state of grace. And with that, we have organized several charity campaigns. We have had many free conferences and workshops and so on, just because there's so much in play now, and you never know when and where you are needed and what's the role play behind it all. So just stay open for selfless service when it's possible. And this is recommended by the Christed One. Most of us call him Jesus Christ, but we prefer the Christed One because he's a field of consciousness, not a person or a human being who has just passed by Earth as some 2,000 years ago. The next thing that we recommend to be included in our daily life for this pranic consciousness process, for this process of evolution, and for maintaining a high level of consciousness, is to have, as often as we can, a day of or two, or sometimes of silence. Sometimes of silence, maybe a day or two, maybe some more if you're able, to just be in silence in nature, even better, so that you can really truly rest this area here that is always transmitting information, and that is also very connected to the mind, and sets very much the mind in motion as we speak. So being able to have at least one day of silence every once in a while, I for example have one day a week, whenever is possible, is very beneficial for our mind, for our vocal cords, for our communication chakra, and also for our spiritual evolution. Because when we are not sending out, we are able to go in and notice some things that maybe need to be recalibrated, and have some insights that in normal days we couldn't just have, because we are so much focused on what we need to, express. This is recommended by Saint Francis of Assisi. He's cosmic being who has lived very a very long time outside, so in the fields, outside in nature, and he has reached such a high degree of consciousness or awareness, or spiritual evolution, that he was able to freely communicate to all beings without using words, and he was also able to communicate with animals, and was, in such a high degree of communion with them, that he was actually nourished by them when he was living in nature as a monk. And last but not least, we recommend with this pranic consciousness process to use the music as our harmonizing tool. And there's so much music out there that is now meant for healing and for recalibration. We can use solfeggios, we can use devotional music, you can use mantras, and you can also chant your own music, your own mantras, and your own, songs, just to recalibrate the water in your body that is so responsive to sound, and to be able to, fine tune your auric field and really nourish the emotional body that then opens to more pranic intake. So I hope I mentioned all 8 steps. If not, I will surely remember during our conversation tonight, and I will add up some important one if I missed it. But what I feel to share with you is that during this pranic process, in each of the 8 online gatherings that we will have until the 13th of August, when this process ends, we will cover each one of these themes, and I'll share my experience with this process and what happened with myself and my participants during our workshops and during their experience with the pranic intake and these 8 steps. And we will share insights from our Embassy of Peace gatherings that we have every year. Right now there is one in China, and I'm also somehow participating there. And we'll have so many beautiful insights during this process. Each gathering will be hosted by me, and fine-tuned with the meditation at the beginning, the meditation that will help us encompass more prana and clear our energy system, and synchronize with the energy of the group of participants that are participating throughout this series of workshops or gatherings. So there will be a lot of meditation, a lot of practice, a lot of exercises and recommendations for you to practice at home. And you'll have a lot of email support if you need from me. You can write to me during in between our meetings. You can write to me your insights or whatever happened, and we can, discuss it together so that you are supported during this process. So what we do is we meet every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern European time or 8 p.m. Bucharest time. You can check it in your time zone to see how it aligns with your schedule. We meet online for approximately 2 hours. It can be between 1 hour and a half and 3 hours if we feel called to share more. We'll have, as I said, a meditation at the beginning. We'll have some insights and sharing about the 8 steps that I mentioned. We'll have your feedback and how we can synchronize better with this process, because it's always new depending to the group of participants, depending to the even to the cosmic aspects of the time that we're sharing it in, because humanity is always evolving, and from one year to another I have experienced different groups and different energy frames and different flows with this process. Mm, we'll be having a beautiful group community, because we'll also there is the Pranic Consciousness group over the Facebook, and there's also the Pranic Consciousness Summit Facebook page, and you can meet beautiful people there and share with them, and you can share with each other during the weeks between the meetings. So we meet every Sunday at 8 p.m. for between 1 hour and a half and 3 hours. And then during the week, we just practice what we shared in our gathering. So each theme is then practiced for a week or added in your life for a week, and you can just notice the effects it has in your life and share it with us, and have some particular insights or questions about what you experienced. And during these weeks, we recommend also maybe a detox period. You can go on lighter food or on juice. Maybe you can't be 8 weeks on juices, of course, but if you are at the beginning. But if you're already a vegetarian, maybe you can go vegan for a while and see how it fits you. If you're not a vegetarian, you can try it for a while and see how your body feels. Because what happens is during this process, you're also supported by the energy of these 8 ascended masters that we channel, by the energy of the group participating, by the energy of all the others who have participated in the process and have completed it successfully. You can find on the page of this program that is posted in the chat here, and if you're watching on YouTube, is posted below the video. You can find details about the process and how to join it, and how we'll meet every Sunday. And you can also find the testimonials of those who joined before and see how they have enjoyed these gatherings, or some of them have had it as a video class, but it was really wonderful. Yeah, so these are the main themes that we will share during this fabulous Pranic Consciousness process. As I am mentioning, is not mainly about giving up on food. I'm not supporting this if your body is not ready, and if your emotional field or mental field or affectional level is not ready. But we are supporting a fine-tunement and alignment to the pranic field that is you're also supporting lighter nutrition, a lighter nourishment, and that you will feel more nourished, of course, during this process and during your practice along the years, because this is something to practice, daily. It will become a routine or a natural state of being in your life. You will um, be wanting to integrate all these things in your life, and they are so simple, so easy to integrate. You don't need a special frame for meditating. I will share tonight how easy it is to meditate while you walk on the street or while you cook your food or while you're taking a bath. So you don't really need that a special secluded place unless you really, really want to go deep. You don't need a special environment to connect to the universe or to pray or to go into divine communion. The ideal state is to be in that frame in every moment, and we can help you and teach you how to get there. You don't need a special thing or a special frame in your life to master your mind. You can at any moment observe your thoughts and see where they come from and where they're heading, and you can be able to at some point detract from negative thinking or from certain mental programs that you might have. I'm working a lot with the programming the mind and with the programming the subconscious and the auric field, so that people can be free of whatever keeps them locked in a certain pattern in their lives. And it's so easy when we go deeper and when we go beyond the mind, when we go at the level of our soul. It's so easy to notice these patterns and these programs that are residing in the subconscious, and it's so easy to replace them, because at the level of our soul or at the level of the theta state, if you know the scientific data about it, everything is possible and everything can change within a second. It's like magic. It can happen instantly for those of you who believe that. And so we don't need a special frame to master and deprogram our mind. We just set intention and put attention, and it's done. And of course, we don't need a special frame to have a lighter diet. It's all about what you choose to buy from the supermarket. You don't go to the dairy, store if you are determined to quit on milk for a while. You just pass by it and go to the vegetable shelf. It's so easy. So it's all a matter of choice, and it's all a matter of getting rid of the habitual eating and go into conscious eatings. And that does not require a special frame. You can include it in your life just like that at any moment. And with the other things, the selfless service, this comes to you naturally. So you just might want to stay open and say yes whenever you feel, called to help. If you feel it's in alignment with your inner state, and for listening to sacred music, as we said before, you can listen to it whenever you do other things in your life. You can listen to it at work, in your car, or while you cook, or while you pray with children, and whenever you are awake. You can have music in your life whenever you are able to listen to it. And I forgot to mention, but this is recommended by Mother Mary and the angelics. So they are the ones who recommend and support the fine-tunement with the best music that you can have, that would reframe and recalibrate your energy field, so that you can be healthier and happier and more aligned to the pranic intake. Yeah, and you also don't need a special program to be able to be in nature. You might just want to step by a park when you come from work and just stop there for a few minutes, maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Everybody has that, and you can do it if you trust that everything will align gracefully when you take time for yourself. So, as we said, this process is not does not require special changes in your life, does not require you to go in a secluded place, give up on your family, have a different behavior, or do peculiar things. It just requires some awareness and intention and decision, and then it's done just like that. It's very easy. We created this process because mainly because it was necessary for humanity. Like we said, the eight ascended masters supporting it are also supporting us on many other levels in our evolution, and this is why they recommended these 8 steps or techniques, or however you want to call them, to be included in our lives. Research has been done by the Embassy of Peace some years ago among the people who are nourished by prana, and they have been asked to fill up a form, a survey about what they practice or do every day in order to hold this frequency. And what has been observed after this survey was that most of them were practicing these 8 steps of the Pranic Consciousness Process. And it's so beautiful to be in it. Having practiced it for 8 years now, I can tell you that I have evolved from being a very crazy busy event manager, that I was, the general manager of my own event company, working maybe 10 to 16 hours a day, trying to hold a family, trying to hold a business. And at the end of the day, I was literally crashing out of fatigue, and my nervous system was pretty unbalanced. So I went from that to being a therapist, to being able to teach health workshops and holistic workshops and conferences, as you have seen, and to teach fabulous techniques like Tai Chi and meditation all around the world, and writing books and having hundreds of patients with my soul healing therapy. And really, I'm so happy and grateful of my work, and I feel it's mostly due to this Pranic Consciousness Process, because it has totally switched my level of consciousness, my level of awareness, and the way I see the world. And I literally feel, I must confess, I literally feel like a walk-in now, like a very different spirit is walking in the body, instead of the spirit of who was not very conscious, living in that body. So this is how I literally feel after having practiced this process for 8 years, and after having teaching it to so many people. So this is why I recommend it, and still teach it with so much enthusiasm and joy. And literally, I'm so grateful that you have manifested it again, and I was called to teach it again, because it's really a blessing to facilitate it and to have you here with us, participating to it. Besides my personal benefits with it, which I have just shared, it has a lot of other benefits that the Embassy of Peace and others have noticed. It can eventually eliminate the violence in the world, because once you eliminate the violence and agitation and aggressivity inside yourself with these practices, with prayer, with divine communion, with meditation, with a lighter diet, with the exercise, and so on, once you eliminate that in yourself, and once as many on this planet are eliminating that within themselves and are going more into the patterns of harmony and benevolence, then there's no need for aggression and aggressivity, and there's no need for violence in the world. So who would fight who if we all were in balance? So if we all practice at least some of these 8 steps, if not all of them, all humanity would be in balance in like no time. And I'm looking forward to this, because I am willing and ready to share it with as many as possible. Also, it eliminates disease in the body once our energy rhythms are balanced, once we are fine-tuned and aware and aligned with this pranic field, then all the imbalances in the physical body also go away, and the disease go away, and remote healing is even possible. So once we synchronize to this frequency of harmony, the body follows these patterns naturally. It also has economic benefits, because if we are all able to be more conscious about our food intake and how we can use resources and how we relate to each other, then the global economy has a chance to rebalance itself, and there won't be so much need of unconscious consumption or of unconscious usage of resources. It also helps a lot with activating the parts of the brain that most of us don't use fully, because once we meditate more and once we tune in more to the universal field of consciousness, and once we work more on the pineal and pituitary, who um, are supporting a higher field of energy inside the brain, then new parts of our brain are opening and are activated and energized and ready to use. And this, of course, lead to a higher level of consciousness and awareness. It can, as I said, fine-tune us eventually to an alternate nourishment, so the pranic or chi or bigu nourishment, as it is called in the Chinese tradition. So we can have more of that in our body if we are ready for it. Some of the practitioners of this process have fully gone on prana. I myself have times when I don't need to use physical food, but I also have times when, if very tired or if very stressed, if I'm in a rhythm or where I can't really rest, traveling a lot, going to all the conferences I participate, I might need at some point to use solid food or raw food or smoothies, soups and stuff like that. So this is why we're not recommended giving up on food, but we are aware that we can have an alternate source of nourishment at all time, and we can be as the hybrid cars, partly nourished by divine source or divine essence or prana, and partly nourished by physical food if necessary, for taste or for social habits or even for necessity. It also, when practiced regularly, it fine-tunes you to the essence of who you really are. Because most of the people are living in a role or living in a social frame or living in a paradigm that no longer serves them. And many of you might feel this is also applying to you. Maybe some of you are still in some paradigms that no longer serve you. Playing a role, being in a social frame where you need to still be accepted or be awarded for what you manifest, and that's still not fully aligned to your essence. And this process, while integrated fully, it helps you align to that essence, and it helps you be in that state, in that depth of your being, where you are no longer compelled to have a certain role or a certain attitude in order to please or to bring satisfaction to others. You can be yourself because you are aligned with your divine self. And this is what the process does when fully integrated in our lives. you have eventually the satisfaction of going beyond your desires, your thoughts, or your emotional tendencies. So this has been for some called illumination. I called it alignment because it's just the alignment with the essence of what we really are, and we are all enlightened because we all have light within our being and within ourselves. But this process is helping us, fine tune to this inner light more and more and let it shine brighter outside of us whenever and wherever we are. And it also brings this pranic consciousness process, it also brings so much more clarity, because when your being is aligned, when your energy flows harmoniously, when your mind is clear and well mastered, when your diet is in balance, and when your body is treated like a temple and fully exercised, then you don't have that clutterness that makes you take decisions from emotional or mental frames, and you can take them from your heart, from your essence, and from this comes clarity and fully alignment with what you came to manifest into this world. And this clarity also is brought into your relationships, your job, your whatever it is that you're doing in the world. You are more aligned with your passion and purpose. You are more aligned with your friends and family. You are, all the aspects of our life are being synchronized. So the wealth, the health game, and so on. And these are the benefits of participating to these programs, because to this process, because they are all brought into your life as you are integrating and persevering with these simple, tools. I don't call them techniques. I call them tools because they are not to be practiced or included, like I said, uh, replacing other activities, but in addition to your daily activities. So they can be at all times a part of your life in a very simple way. So having presented all this, I'm very happy to move on to the first stage, or the first theme of this process, which is the meditation and how we experienced and recommend it. But first of all, I want to just take a look in the chat box of the YouTube, so that I can see if there's any comments or special requests there. You can place your comments in the chat box next to the video. I am very curious about how you are feeling about the pranic consciousness process so far. Thank you, all of you who have joined along this gathering. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being open for new methods and new ways of having um, a breakthrough in your life. And yeah, please share with me in this chat below or next to the video. Please share with me what you are interested in, what you would like to find out during our workshops and during our gatherings, and how you feel about what we shared so far. Thank you so much for your feedback and for your collaboration. Yeah. About meditation, I'm so happy to have discovered it. My story with meditation was that I have been curious about it since I was a child. When I was maybe 11 or 12, I started to learn English with an English teacher, a very young English teacher who has soon become my friend. And as I was going to the English private lessons, She was for half an hour teaching me English, and the rest of 1 or 2 hours we were sharing about meditation and crystals and art and various beautiful ways of living and fine tuning to the field of harmony. And this is where I learned and started to meditate in a crystal. So I was maybe 12 years old. I was also very fond of numerology and stuff like that. I was all into esoteric practices at that age. And I was sharing with kids at school that we are all energy. And, you know, it was a fun and beautiful time. And it was very much compensating for whatever I was experiencing in my home. So I was meditating in this crystal, and I was having beautiful insights. And at some point, maybe when I was 17 or so, I have also become a vegetarian, which has, helped me go deeper with this state of alignment. But I forgot it all when when I got my first full-time job. So when I was 19 or 20, I forgot all about meditation, all about everything that I had practiced in my adolescence. And I started being, a normal person working 8 to 8. I can't say 9 to 5 because in my country people worked like chaotic back then, and this was 14 years ago. I'm 34 now, so people did not work, 9 to 5. We were working until the job was done. So I was working 8 to 8, also going to university full time as I was studying communication sciences and journalism. And meditation just went away. I didn't practice anything until I got imbalanced. So I was about 27 or 28 years old. I had worked like crazy for 10 years, and I needed to get back in balance. And this is when I rediscovered meditation. I joined a meditation group. We were practicing every weekend together, and the rest of the week we were practicing alone at home. So what I did was I was waking up half an hour earlier before going to work, and my first meditation was to watch and clear each of my energy centers. So I would begin with observing and clearing one energy center every day. So each day of a week was one chakra. I was starting from the crown down or from the root up, depending on how I was feeling. Now I fully recommend starting from the crown down. And Monday was the crown, Tuesday was the third eye, and Wednesday was the communication chakra, and so on. And each day was, like fully dedicated to observing this energy center and what it brings into my life. Because what I noticed and observed is that each energy center, each chakra is a world. So as the philosophers say, if you want to master the universe, you have learned to know yourself. This is very true, because knowing each of your energy centers through meditation helps you know all the possibilities there are in these worlds. And each one is connected to some particular aspects in your life, to some particular tendencies that may emerge in your mind or in your emotional system. And there are so many connections that are brought up by just observing and clearing these energy centers every day. So this was my practice. And also I was practicing a lot with, bringing as much light as I could throughout my energy system. So I would bring a light column every morning to surround me, and I still practice that. Every morning you bring a light column to surround you from the center of the universe to the center of the earth. and you just breathe in that light column, allowing the light to recalibrate you for 5 to 10 minutes to 21 minutes, as I usually recommend. We recommend 21 minutes because 7 is a magic number, and 3 times 7 is 21. We say magic, but it's not only magic, it has many implications and application in our daily life. And using this amount of time has a certain impact, a certain effect on your energy bodies. So 21 minutes, if you can meditate in the morning or evening. Look, Rabbit wants to say hi. 21 minutes, if you want to meditate, it will completely shift your state throughout the day. Besides using this light column and besides focusing on each chakra, I also added various techniques along the years. I studied various yogic disciplines and techniques. I practice yoga every day, the hatha yoga for the body and the energy being. I used breath techniques, of course, the pranayama, which is very, very much recommended for more pranic intake. I used Taoist techniques and various healing techniques as guided meditations. I also recorded many of them, so you can have it on my websites and CDs. But the main practice is to know your energy system. It's like having a car and using it, but not knowing where the gear is, what the buttons do, where the wheels want to go, and so on. This is what most of the people are doing while living unconsciously in their energy body. We have to know this system, and we have to know what each energy center is about, so that we can know where our reactions come from, and where our inner states come from, and how to synchronize them. And yeah, we have also used the non-dualistic techniques of going beyond it all and going beyond the body and the energy bodies and everything, and going inside the self and staying there. And there are masters that say, well, once you go there, when you're fully present, you don't need to do anything else, and you don't need the chakra clearing, you don't need this and that. Yeah, I completely support that, but are you there yet? Are you ready to not look at anything, in your system, anything in your energy aspects, anything in your outer world, and to go fully inside? And from that state to then relate to everything else. This is a matter of choice, and it's also a matter of fine-tuning, because most of the people who are saying, well, by the self and forget everything else, have got to that state via the grace of a master, or via the grace of a divinity, and that's how they maintain that state during their whole life. While the natural way of getting there is by daily practice, and many of the people are very happy to hear, well, there's no need to do anything, you can just relax and you can just be. Well, you can just be, but are you being from a state of awareness, or are you being from a state of not so presentness? This is a very important thing to watch and to supervise, and when we recommend this daily practice. So as I said, to sum it up, there are various ways of meditating. There are the guided meditations, there are the pranayama, the focusing on the breath meditation, and various breath techniques to synchronize the bodies, the energy and the physical body, and so on. There are healing techniques and various ways of fine-tuning the energy field, and according to each tradition, the Taoist tradition, the yogic tradition, the You know, the Russian and Christian traditions have their own, you know, colors and flavors with meditation, but the base of it is to go in and to observe yourself and to be in that state of presence from which you can also do various techniques, but going within and following the breath is the beginning of it all. So each meditation, no matter where you want to go with it, starts with going within and following the breath. And this is what we recommend to start with for each meditation. We recommend, like I said, waking up a little earlier or going to bed a little at a more harmonious hour, so that you can be able to have at least 15 minutes of meditation before going to bed. These two moments of the day, the waking up and the going to bed, are very important for your general state of being, because they are moments of passage, but between you know, the beta state or the usual state that you are in during the day, and the alpha theta state or delta state that you are using for rest during your sleep. And the morning meditation helps clear and clean your system after your night journeys, and helps you, you know, join the day with full awareness and with a system that is fully aligned. And the evening meditation helps you clear out all the energies that you have accumulated during the day, so that you don't have to take them, you know, in your sleep and solve them while your body is asleep. Meditation helps you clear this energy so that you can go to sleep with a clear system, and in your sleep you can take care of other things like inner journeys, you know, maybe whatever it is that you need to learn during the sleep, whatever it is that you need to travel, and so on. If you go in your sleep with a very cluttered system, I myself cannot fall asleep when my system is cluttered. But if you go in your sleep with a very cluttered system, then while you are asleep, you just have to take care and clean your energies, instead of being able to access higher levels of, you know, the realms where you need to go. So the system is very accurate with that, and it's best you help it before you go to sleep, and to fine tune it for accessing the place where you really rest in. um, Inner visualization is very useful, but not as a, you know, daily or current practice. It can be included as an exercise, but you need to go beyond that. You need to be able to just rest in your stillness, and just follow the breath, and just, you know, fine tune your systems at some point, going beyond techniques, beyond the mental visualization and the hearing of various guided meditation and all that. And we also need to go beyond time. So while it is useful to have a certain time frame during the day, so maybe 10 to 21 minutes in the morning, or 20 to 21 minutes at night, it's also very useful to have moment within your week or within your day where you don't set a time for your meditation. And when you don't set a time, your spirit is free to take over this body and do whatever is necessary for its recalibration. And you can go to so fabulous journeys just by going within. And why this is useful, you know, on daily basis, because I know many of you are in a very advanced, maybe spiritual journey. Many of you have maybe been nourished by prana, or have been to several processes and practices. Well, meditation is necessary because it fine tunes us to a certain brainwave pattern. So it helps us escape from the day-to-day beta pattern that is very agitated, the monkey mind, as the masters call it, and it helps us come into the alpha state or even theta state, where the mind can really rest and the spirit can really integrate in the body and guide the body and recalibrate its functions, and give us intuitions and insights and new steps for a journey and so on. And you might want to have this daily instead of maybe once a week or once a month, or whatever your practice is now, because the daily fine-tunement to these rhythms and to these brainwave patterns help our mind be more centered, more clear, more easy to tame, more easy to um, direct towards the goals and visions that we need to manifest in this world. And it's so easy for us to go by, to thrive in life when we have this degree of alignment and stillness. So also what helps with meditation is to, from time to time, go deeper. Like I said, with no time set, but also to have a private moment of meditation. You can meditate during the day, in your car, you can go within and just observe your thoughts. You can meditate at work, you can meditate while you prepare your food, you can meditate wherever you are, because wherever you are, you can go within and observe yourself. Wherever you are, you can fine tune your breath so that you can still your mind. And all the spiritual chakras, all the spiritual teachings are sharing that with the breath, the mind goes still. And whenever your mind is agitating, you just follow your breath and refine your breath, and the mind is easily then able to relax. So no time set, and having a certain frame, a certain place where you meditate daily, maybe the same hour, would help the body get in that state, in that reaction on daily basis. So pick an hour, pick a setting for yourself, maybe lit a candle or an incense or some music that fine tunes your energy field, and just create the right atmosphere for you to be able to go in that state. And that helps you go deeper. So besides the daily and hour by hour meditation that you can do, publicly, have a time just once a day or once in a while where you can go deeper and have a frame and a setting for your meditation, and that will help you go beyond what you have seen so far and beyond what you have attained so far with your meditation, and go to these spaces, these places where maybe you haven't been inside your being. So the time and the physical frame is also important. It's also very important with meditation to have the right enough vital energy in your body. Many people are complaining that they cannot meditate anymore, but they have had some pranic processes and their body is not really ready for the amount of food that they are intaking. So maybe they are eating too little and they don't have enough vital energy, and it's the vital energy or the energy of the first chakra that is supporting the meditation. So you have to have enough of it to be able to have a good meditation and to have maybe a long meditation, because that base is supporting the whole foundation of your energy system. And to be able to stay focused on it, you have to have enough energy. So the right food at the right time and the right energy in the body, enough vital energy, is actually supporting your balance and your mind. And if you notice your mind is very restless and you can't focus in meditation, whatever you do, this might mean you don't have enough energy, in your system. And I'm talking now not about the cosmic energy, but about your vital energy, your physical energy that needs to reside within your body to support more cosmic energy. We're like magnets. We magnetize energies to us and through us. And in order to be able to magnetize more cosmic energy, we have to have enough vital energy to support it. So it's very, basic spiritual science that we need to have these two together. So don't give up on food if you're not ready for it, because you won't be able to meditate or fine tune your system in the right pace. Just make sure that you have the right nutrients in the right amount so that you can then support your system to fine tune and get more prana. This is how we do it, and this is what we recommend. And pay attention to that because it's very important for your spiritual evolution. Because there's not about, like we said, not eating, it's more about how much prana you can integrate and channel through your body. And this is different from, just pranic nourishment. It's far much more. And having, cleared these aspects about meditation, I'd say we get to practice, because I can talk like for ages, but you have hundreds of books on it and you have tons of information on the internet. The best is to just practice and see how this feels. I am sure most of you have meditated before, it's not your first time. But what we recommend is like a type of meditation that helps us have more prana and circulate more prana and integrate more prana in our bodies. So what I'm going to do is just sit back and relax and invite you to do this as well. And we're going to meditate together and have maybe some 10 to 15 minutes of meditation together. And then we also will recommend a tool that we always recommend with our pranic processes, a tool to measure your pranic percentage or your pranic intake. And actually, it's a tool that can help you measure anything in your life or test anything in your life. It's called the breath test, and it's very useful to get clarity in your life or with whatever aspect you want to get clarity with. So I'm going to just make myself comfortable. I'm going to pull this closer to me so that you can see me well. But I'm just going to sit back and relax because I'm much better this way when I'm meditating. And I invite you to sit in a comfortable position, maybe on a sofa or a chair, or lie down, but make sure you don't, even if you fall asleep, you'll wake up at the right time. And with that, just follow your breath and start breathing in and out. You can close your eyes. You've already seen me. I will be the same during this exercise. Just start following the breath and seeing how it goes in and out your body. Start noticing how it fine-tunes your rhythm with every breath. We can imagine that we have a light column or a light color all the way around us, from the center of the universe to the center of the earth. And with this color, with this energy, we are now fine-tuning our energy systems. So this light column has a diameter like our hand stretched out. It's very vast and it's very powerful. And while we sit back and relax, we breathe in the light, the energy, the color from this light column. And it goes in inside our body with every breath. And with each breath out, we release in this light column every tension, every worry, every concern, whatever it is in our body that no longer serves us. We release it and we let it be dissolved and transformed in this light. As this light, this energy is pre-programmed to recalibrate our system and transmute every energy that no longer serves us. Breathing in, we align more to this energy that is in the most appropriate color, the most appropriate energy for us now. Breathing out, we expel, we exhale all the energies that no longer serves us, all the thoughts, worries, concerns, everything that no longer serves us. And we let them be dissolved. Thoughts dissolving like clouds above our head. Everything is now lighter in our being. Breathing in, we bring more light and we now focus in our heart chakra. Feeling our body relaxing from the tips of our toes. We relax our soles, the soles of our feet, the ankles. We feel how they are surrounded in this light, and we relax the calves and the thighs, and we feel the whole feet how they relax in this energy, in this light color that is surrounding them. Then we feel our hips relaxing and how they release all the tensions. The whole body gets more and more relaxed now. And we relax, we help relax the abdomen and the back muscles, the muscles of your back, the lower back, and the abdomen are relaxing now, surrounding in your light color. The energy is released, sent out with every breath, replaced by the color in your energy color. Breathing in, we breathe more of this light, this energy, and we bring it and relax our chest and arms. The shoulders are relaxing. Our neck is relaxing too, surrounded in this light, in this color. We are fully relaxed in our jaws. Our mouth, tongue is relaxing. The cheeks, the face is relaxed to the top of our nose, to the tip of our ears. The eyes, the eyebrows. Even the eyelashes are relaxing now. We are relaxing our forehead, surrounded in this energy. I thank you all for the beautiful energy you're sending out in this meditation. And I'm very grateful for you joining me. We are fully relaxed to the top of our head, to the top of our hairs. Our whole body is relaxed in this energy. We are synchronizing divine self to divine self, heart to heart, communicating soul to soul. Beautiful beings joining over energy waves all over the world. Thank you all for being here. We center now in our heart, communing with our heart chakra, seeing the light that is glowing there with every breath. We imagine we have a heart sphere or a heart, heart sphere, a light bulb in our heart chakra that is becoming brighter and brighter with every breath. And this light sphere is now fueled by a connection cable that comes down from the center of the universe, from the heart of the universe, maybe from the central sun, if you will, coming down to the top of our head, down to the center of our head, and down to the center of our heart chakra. Breathe in deeply, receiving the energy from this connection cable down into our heart chakra, fueling our system with the love of the universe. The perfect amount of chi or prana that is necessary to fine-tune our systems now is coming into our heart through this connection cable, and we sip like through a straw from this connection cable, from the center of the universe or the central sun, if you will. Sip deeper this energy into our heart chakra, helping it glow with every breath, noticing this light ball in our heart, how it goes brighter and brighter with every breath, healing all wounds that we might have in this light, in this energy center. We allow this light to fill this sphere and shine brighter, and then this light is distributed in our cells and in our energy, in our organs, and then out into our energy field with every exhale. Breathing in, we bring more of this energy into our heart. Breathing out, we let it out into our cells, into our organs, inner organs, into our whole body, all of our systems, bone, muscles, tissues, nervous system, circulatory system, endocrines, and so on, to the level of our skin and then out into the universe. This light is spreading out now with every exhale, bringing in more energy, more chi, more prana. Exhaling out, nourishing our cells, our organs, nourishing our systems, the systems of our body, helping them be fueled with this new fuel. Light intake as food now, if we program them to do so. And as we breathe in, noticing this light sphere in our chest going brighter, we send this energy down into our lower centers as well. And then down to the perineum. We send some energy of the heart into the perineum now, into the roots chakra, fueling it. And then from there we let two rays of energy go down to each of our feet, down to the thighs, the knees, the calves, down to the ankles, and down to the soles of our feet, and going down then towards the center of the universe, of the ground, the center of Gaia. We grow roots from the soles of our feet towards the center of the ground. And the third ray, a third cable, like an anchor from the perineum, from the first chakra down to the center of the ground, going to the center of the ground now. Anchoring us in the heart of Gaia, connecting us to the heart of this beautiful planet, which has the same vibration, the same hertz waves like our human heart. Just one heartbeat supporting us all. We stay connected to this energy center that is supporting all beings and all nature on this planet. And we let us fuel us, sending energy up through these cables, through these roots, up to the soles of our feet, up to the ankles and the calves and the knees and thighs. This energy goes up to the third ray towards the perineum as well, and it goes up to the perineum and then up to the base of our spine. And then from the base of our spine, this earth energy with the mother's love, with the mother's acceptance and the mother's compassion that is represented by Mother Earth, is going up our spine, up to our heart and up to the back of our skull, and then up to the top of our head, filling all of our body with this energy of Mother Earth, with this energy of maternal, compassionate support. We just have to accept it in our body. Release any resistance and just let it flow. And as it fills our body, when our bodies are full, it goes up, it springs out like a fountain through the top of our head, then surrounding our body with a sphere of light, a big sphere of light, your magnetic field, containing the elements of Mother Earth support, the very elements that this body is made of. It's creating a field around us that will filter everything that no longer serves us, keeping it out, allowing just the energies that are beneficial for us to come into the sphere and towards our energy system. A spheric field that nourishes us with every breath as we receive more energy from the center of the earth. And that is now blending and merging with the light column of cosmic energy that we have around us, forming a magnetic shield, a biomagnetic ship that we can use to dwell into this world in a harmonious way, while our energies are filtered and fully harmonized before getting in our system, where our pranic intake is facilitated as peace and calmness in our body is facilitated now, where our energy bodies are recalibrated with every breath, as we know we breathe the energy from this light column and this light sphere that are forming the perfect blend for our energy bodies now. And we are fully tuned now to the energy of harmony, fully centered in our heart. We observe again the light sphere in our heart. We know that we still have this connection cable from the center of the universe that goes inside our heart, fueling us with cosmic love and energy. And having fine-tuned and relaxed our bodies in this way, we can now move into the practice that we recommended, called the breath test. So staying centered in our heart, we can use this test to measure anything and to find out anything that is beneficial for us. But we are today going to use it for the pranic intake. And what we need you to do is to stay centered in your heart. And while you're centered there, make a statement that you fully know is false for you. So you make this false statement in your mind, you repeat it like a mantra, but it has to be a concrete false statement, something you know it's false because you can see it. You don't go into an abstract concepts now. You just, maybe as I said that my blouse is pink, when I know it's dark blue, you know. I make a false statement that I can truly, fully verify as I see it. And repeating this mantra, this false statement in your head, you just notice what the breath does when you repeat that. So fully focus in your mind, fully focus in the breath, repeating this false statement or affirmation a few times, and notice what the breath does. Then, having noticed the rhythm, you then start repeating a true affirmation, a true statement, like I now say in my mind that my blouse is dark blue, because I know it's true, I can see it on me. And you repeat this true statement a few times in your head, just noticing the breath and seeing what it does. And having noticed this rhythm of the breath, while you repeat your false statement, you have now probably noticed the difference between the true statement and the false statement, and how your body and your breath behave with the true and the false that you are, repeating. And from this level of awareness where you have noticed the difference between the breath behavior, you can now check your pranic percentage with this breath test, and I'll show you how. So maintaining your presence in our heart, we make now the statement, and we notice the breath and what the breath does, We make the statement that my body is fully nourished by prana my body is nourished by prana to the degree of 50%. My body is fully nourished by prana to the degree of 50%. And notice your breath. And if your breath has the pattern that it had for a true statement, So if your breath is saying, yes, this is true, then you go to 60% and you check, my body is now nourished by prana to a degree of 60%. My body is now nourished by prana to a degree of 60% and see what the breath does. And if you had the reaction of the true statement, or of yes, this is true, you go to 70% and test again. Those of you who got a no, it means you're only nourished by prana up to the 60%, and the rest of 40% you have to eat physical food. But now we go to my body is fully nourished by prana to a degree of 70%. My body is nourished by prana to a degree of 70%. And check what the breath does. And those of us who got a yes, go further to my body is now nourished by prana to a degree of 80%. So now we go further. Those of you who got a yes, those of you who got a no, just bear with us for a few moments because we're finishing in just like 2 minutes. But those of you who got a yes, go to 90% and check. My body is now nourished by prana to a degree of 90%. Repeat the statement until you get a clear answer of true or false. And then go to 100% if you got a yes. My body is now is now nourished by prana to a degree of 100%. Repeat it a few times, see what the breath does, and with this, you have got your pranic percentage, or the degree in which you are truly nourished by life force, chi, energy, and so on. Because what I noticed is many people are starting several pranic processes. They are very good while the process is, ongoing, like for 10 days, 8 days, 11 days, or whatever process they have chosen. But then at some point, they just drop the frequency and they start to feel hungry again. Well, this is happening because the levels of prana are increasing and decreasing according to your lifestyle or to your daily habits. And this is why we recommend this program, this process, to be included in your daily life, to be able to maintain your high degree of prana. But with this test, I want to add that it's very important for us to do it while we're fully centered. We can't use it, randomly. It's a very powerful tool. It's very accurate once we master it. But, before we're fully sure of it's much more stronger than the pendulum test or the kinesiological tests. It's far more accurate, and what it does, it's also connecting us to our divine self or to our essence, because the one breathing us, or the one changing the breath rhythm, as many of you have noticed, is or divine self or divine essence or consciousness, as we call it. And this consciousness knows exactly what's true or false for us, and is activating our cells to shrink in the respiratory system or in various areas of our body, so that we feel, you probably felt contracted with the false answer or the false, the false statement, and you felt expanding, or you felt your breath flowing freely with the true statement. This is the reaction that most of the people have. You can share in the chat box whatever it is that you felt with the breath test. I'm really curious to see, or to know how you experienced it. But most of the people are experiencing the shift of the breath. So it's like closing a little bit with the false affirmation, because our system is intelligent, our cells are intelligent, and they shrink when we say something that is false for ourselves. So once you master it, you can test this pranic percentage every once in a while. This is where I was going with the pranic percentage. So it might shift, it might change every once in a while according to your life rhythm or to whatever it is that you're doing. So check it every once in a while so that you can adapt your food intake and your lifestyle according to this pranic percentage. Those of you who got now 100% is very good, but keep in mind that we just had a meditation that might have fine-tuned you to the field of prana. So this might not be your day-to-day pranic intake. And those of you who had less than 100%, is clear that you have to still use physical food to that degree or to that amount that you have got, less than 100%. I'm publishing next to this video on YouTube the link to the Google Hangouts that we are using now to transmit this video. So you can join me on Google Hangouts if you have it installed on your computer. You can join me to talk to me live at the end of this process of this workshop. You can share even live your feedback about the workshop with the Google Hangouts link that you have there. Or you can share your feedback and what you have experienced with the breath test in the chat box on YouTube next to the video. I'm really curious to see what you have experienced with it. What we feel to add about the breath test is that you can use it for everything, to check everything, not just the pranic intake. Of course, you can measure the pranic percentage for each of your energy systems, so the physical, the emotional, the mental, and so on. You just make the statement, my physical body is now nourished by prana to the degree of 50, 60, 70. You can start at 20%. You don't have to start at 50%. If you got a no for 50%, it's clear that you have to go below, and maybe you're just nourished 30% by prana and 70% by food. But as I said, you can check for each one of your energy and physical body. So you check, my physical body is nourished by prana, and you increase percentage. Then you check, my emotional body is nourished by prana, and you go up with each percentage. You check and make the affirmation, my mental body is nourished by prana, and you check your percentage, and so on. And so you can do with the chakras, the energy the energy centers. You can check on every chakra your pranic percentage at the moment. And this is also very variable, so don't rely on the results for a long period of time, because they vary very much. They can vary according to your lifestyle or whatever it is that is happening. So use it on a daily basis. Use it for as many things as possible, but make sure you master it fully before going into deeper things, or before, maybe giving up food because you got 100%. It doesn't go that way. You have to make sure that you are fully centered, fully in your essence when you make these statements, and check with your breath. Other usage of it, you can check whatever it is that you need to do in your life. For example, I check for everything, the clothes I wear, the places I go, the gatherings I choose to be present in, and so on. And the way we do it is we make the statement, beneficial for me too. And we continue with what we want to check. For example, I want to check, it is beneficial for me to now continue with another half an hour of workshop. And I see what my breath does. And if my breath constricts, it means this is false, this is not beneficial, and I have to stop at maybe 10 o'clock, 10 or 20 or 15 minutes. If my breath would have gone full, it meant that, yes, I can continue for another half an hour. Before every gathering, I test, it is beneficial for me to go to the specific gathering. Before every meeting, I test with the breath test. And you can just make the statement, it is beneficial for me too, and you add what you want to check. And if it goes like, yes, it's true, then that is beneficial for you. And if it goes like, no, it's false, then it's best you don't do it, because like I said, once you master it, it's very accurate, and some answers, some no's that you might get are truly illogical, but truly aligned with your divine essence, and eventually it always clears out. It always becomes obvious why you got a no. And it's very good to go beyond the mind with this test, and be fully aware that you're in the heart and in your divine self while you check your breath, because otherwise you can fool yourself. You can pull it up or down with your mind, and you can have poor results with it, and it's even dangerous to take decisions if you are not accurate with it. So this is all about the breath test, and if I maybe skipped something, you can also find it on my YouTube channel in a more advanced explanation, so more detailed explanations of it. So search my YouTube channel, CRISTIANA ELTRAYAN, and search the breath test, and you'll find it there. And this is a very important tool for you to be more in alignment with everything that you need to do in your life. Yeah, to sum it, thank you so much for your comments. I need to read some of them. So Adrian is saying that it becomes a passion to get lighter on all the areas of my life. Thank you, CRISTIANA. So thank you for your comment. Moon Goddess is saying, thank you for all your loving guidance. And I thank you, Moon Goddess, for participating. Florine is adding that on the false statement, it's suddenly the necessity to breathe more, and it feels like a little bit like my energy field is closing. Yes, because your energy field knows what's true and false for you. And on the true statement, my breath goes into stillness and expanding. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for participating, and thank you all for your feedback. Those of you who did not share feedback, I'm really eager to know what you have experienced with it. I hope you have enjoyed our sharing tonight. It was a free workshop because we want as many of you as possible to know about this pranic process and what is it's available for you now. As you can see, you can practice it in the comfort of your home. You can join me online each Sunday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern European time. The subscription of the whole program is not free. You find all the details in the link below this video if you're on YouTube, or next to the video if you're on Hangouts. I'll also place the video, the link, sorry, in the YouTube chat box for you to see it there. But once the chat box is closed, you'll also find it below the YouTube video, which will be posted on my YouTube channel. And thanks to everyone for joining. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next Sunday. I hope you will all subscribe for this program. The next workshops can be accessed via subscription. So go to the link, click the subscribe or the buy now button, and you have two options there. You have full payment option if you have to go full in, or you have a 2 months rate payment that will charge half of the program for this month and half of the program the next month from your account. And this gives you full access to the fabulous gatherings that we have in the next Sundays, and it also gives you full access to our community that is on, like I said, on Facebook, a private community, very select, where you can share with your colleagues. And you have my support via email every week. So if you encounter some aspects and some insights in your life, we can share by email together until the next week, until the next Sunday, where we all meet together. It will be an open chat, an open sharing via Google Hangouts. So you all get to see each other and ask questions, and we'll have a Q&A sessions at the end, and the sharing sessions. And this is all this feeling that you are part of a group and you're part of a family that are all going together through a process that is meant to enhance us all. And this is a beautiful feeling to be in. And after this, so we started today and we ended on August 13th. So that's the last Sunday of the process. We just meet on Sundays for 2 hours or 2 hours or so. And between these gatherings, you are experimenting with yourself during the week about the themes that we have discussed. And you can also have, homework and see how your life goes by integrating each theme into your life from this process. Because, like I always say, it's not just an 8-week process. It's a lifetime process where you continuously practice with these things, and they continuously get you higher in your life. And after we finish it on August 13th, then we go into the Pranic Festival in Romania. This is the fabulous news, a fabulous second news that I want to share with you. So the Pranic Festival in Romania is starting on August 15. You probably all heard about it. If you haven't heard about it, I'm sharing the link to it again in the chat box. It's a fabulous festival where we bring together more pranic masters that are nourished by prana for many years, and that are mastering, and even people that are mastering various energy techniques that are helping us be more in alignment with our energy field, with our life, with our relationships, with our day-to-day experiences. We have, until now, we have about 5 or 6 fabulous speakers that have confirmed. You have the link and you have all the details about the speakers in the link that I posted about the Pranic Festival in Romania. But what I can share with you already is that we have fabulous teams. So Olga Poloroskia is coming from Russia. She's the founder of the Immortality and Breatharianism Institute in Russia. She has found several academies and ONGs for teaching very advanced tantric and Buddhist techniques for more pranic alignment. She has been nourished by prana for more than 10 years now, and her state of consciousness is like sky high. I personally met her this year on various occasions, and I'm very happy and honored to have her by my side with this Pranic Festival in Romania. She has 3 workshops in our festival. One is about breatharianism, or how to be nourished by life. The second one is about tantra and sexuality, and the third one is about immortality. So on June 15, June 16, and June 17, you will meet her if you join the Pranic Festival in Romania. Then we have Pranic Constellations with Valerio Verrera from Italy. He's a fabulous therapist and peace ambassador who is going to hold 1 or 2 workshops for the Pranic Festival as well. We have Pascal Martelli, who is a scientist, a physicist, and a holistic therapist, with the workshops about neuroscience and bioenergy, with workshops about magnetic field and how to fine-tune it, and with shamanism workshops that will deal with you know maybe parallel life journeys and so on. So there's going to be a lot of practice and meditations. We also have on Skype Ray Mahor from I was going to say Egypt, but actually he's in Israel now. So Reima Or from Israel, talking to us about abundance and manifestation, will come on June 17 on Skype with us. And we have Oberon Kriya Yogi practitioner from Argentina, who has been teaching the 21-day pranic process for many years and has been followed this process with all his family. So 14 people, there are 14 people in his family, and all of them have gone to the 21-day pranic process. So they have all gone to prana in various time frames of their life, and the whole family is now teaching this process in Argentina, and Oberon is joining us for a Skype workshop for the Pranic Festival in Romania. I will be holding 3 or 4 workshops. I will be having Tai Chi and Qigong every morning with all the gathering, the Kuan Yin standing Qigong that I enjoy practicing so much, and then 3 workshops, one about how to bring more chi in your body and more prana in your life. The second one about the Taoist emotional intelligence and how to master our emotional field and how they are related to our inner organs and inner health. And the third one is about sexuality and the vital energy and how prana is, helping our sexual life and our couple life and our relationships. So 3 workshops that I know of, but there might be more that I have to share there. And also we have many others. Mariela Tiboni from Argentina is also joining us with nutrition workshop and with the body shedding workshops and so much more. Jasmuheen is joining us by Skype as well, and she'll be teaching about how to be more in alignment with our divine essence. Nassim Armin has been thinking about joining us. We're still waiting for his confirmation, but he has been offering his support, however, and we are very honored to have that. And yeah, so many others still to come and still to confirm. So it's going to be a fabulous gathering. I have just returned from Italy and Belgium from 2 Pranic festivals there, and they are like a complete blast. It's a fabulous cosmic family to meet, and so many experiences and exercises and meditations to have together. And it's that feeling of belonging and of feeling supported and of feeling a part of everything that I wish you all had, that we experience in these gatherings. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's gonna be 3 fabulous days in the mountain. We've picked a fabulous mountain area called Sâmbăta de Sus in Romania. It's area that is supporting the energy of the crown chakra or the divine communion. It's one of the strongest energy portals in Romania. I work a lot with opening the energy portals all around the globe, and this is one of the strongest that I've ever met. So it's days of full energizing experiences. And also detox. We'll be having a juice and hopefully raw food bar there. And each day you can just have lighter food if you want, or just juices or whatever. But you have the right food and the right energy and the right people and the right therapist all coming together for a fabulous package that you can experience maybe lifetime. And it's a unique, fabulous event, the first time in Romania that you can join and experience with us. So don't wait too much. Just click on the link next to this video and join us, because you don't want to miss it. It's a once in a lifetime fabulous gathering. And yeah, what else is there to say about it? Beyond the fact that you participate to all these gatherings and all these workshops, you can have one-on-one therapies with these fabulous therapists and with myself as well. I hope I will have the time to provide this, because I'm also an organizer. But you meet people that can give you the insights and answers that you might have been looking for all your life. And these people have a degree of mastery that has allowed them to be fully or mostly nourished by light. So you can imagine the field of power and energy that is created there. And also you want to be part of this, because what we do is actually open energy portals that are connected to all the other energy pranic portals all around the globe. And there are more of them coming into being. So it's like fireworks. I don't know what I can tell you more about it. You just tune into this and see how you feel, and maybe use the breath test to check if you are meant to be there. And if you are meant to be there, just trust that the money and the time and the right things will come for you to be there, and just jump right in. Don't wait too much, because the spaces are filling really fast. It's Mother Mary's Day on August 15 in Romania, and being a fabulous mountain area, everyone wants to be there. And really the hotel, and it's not really a hotel, it's like more villas, they are filling really fast, because there are fabulous gatherings there in parallel with ours. So you want to be quick on that to get your seat and get your room ready. So this being said, I see we've gone beyond the 2 hours that I've promised. It's such a joy to be able to see you all. And by the way, if you really can't join the Pranic Festival, there's also the Pranic Consciousness Summit in video that you can join. You find it on my website, and you can see all the meetings that we had in February with these amazing people and with myself online. So whichever way you choose, you still have a huge amount of information helping you, and you have a lot of articles on my website, and you have guided meditation if you need them. They are all in I guess in the meditation sections, or in the shop section of my website. We have 2 fabulous meditation of how to encompass more prana and how to detox your emotion. But stick to these events. So join in for the Pranic Consciousness program to be able to see us again, then to see each other again next Sunday, and join us for the Pranic Festival in Romania. There's just 1 month and maybe 2 weeks to then, but you want to book it now, because it's like packed in terms of rooms and accommodation. Hugs of love to all of you. See you next time. Hope you'll be with me next Sunday. Click on the links below, book your seats. See you soon. Bye bye. This is CRISTIANA ELTRAYAN, holistic therapist and life coach and author and divine essence and whatever. I love you all.